I'm Sarah. I'm a behaviour analyst here at Skybound and I'm also the clinical lead. I want to talk to you today about reinforcing consequences. It's a term that's often misunderstood, so we're going to break it down and talk about each part of it. So first of all, the word reinforcement, that means that anything that preceded it has now increased. It's often confused with just any kind of reward or some sort of praise, but it has a very scientific meaning, and it means if something was reinforced, it means that the behaviour that preceded it has increased, and that's what's been reinforced. The consequence part of it, in terms of reinforcing consequence is drawing our minds scientifically to something, an event that happened after the behaviour of interest. An everyday example of this is if you have some nice biscuits or cake or cookies in a certain cupboard and you go over, open it, find them there, love eating them, then the next time you go into that kitchen, you're going to go to that same place over and over again. So the behaviour is going to the cupboard and opening it. The consequence and the reinforcing consequence was finding those cookies and those cakes there. Your behaviour of going into the kitchen and going straight to that cupboard to find them has increased. So that was a reinforcing consequence to go into that cupboard. So I don't want you to think that when I talk about consequence, what I mean is something negative. We hear that all the time in schools. Because in our society we hear the word consequence so much as a negative, it's sometimes hard to think of it as a positive thing. The word reinforcing consequences, again, gets our minds into the fact that there's something positive, there is something that the person wants or needs, and the consequence is something good for that person. A reinforcing consequence is a scientific way of thinking about consequences and how they're changing the behaviour that precedes it. We often, and I'm guilty of it too, will start to call something a reinforcer or the client's reinforcer or their reinforcer. When we start to talk like that, it narrows our thought process and our brains into that thing is always their reinforcer. But we all know that sometimes we really like something, sometimes we really don't. By using the word reinforcing consequence, it draws our mind into thinking, what is the actual thing that has increased the behaviour that preceded it, rather than something that we assume is functioning as a reinforcer. So next time you're wondering, how can I increase this behaviour, this target behaviour that I really want to increase, find something that is a reinforcing consequence, something that will increase that behaviour over time. Hope that helps, guys. Have a great day.